History doesn't always whisper. Sometimes it shouts in boots and berets. In Nigeria's turbulent journey through military coups and fragile democracies, one name casts a shadow long enough to chill the spine of a nation. General Sani Abacha. Born in 1943 in Kano, northern Nigeria, Abacha was never the loudest in the room. But in the corridors of power, silence is often more dangerous than noise. He rose through the ranks like a ghost in the system, invisible, disciplined, calculating. By the 1980s, it became a permanent fixture in Nigeria's power chessboard. He wasn't just a soldier, he was the soldier behind every shift in the nation's destiny. From toppling the Second Republic to installing General Buhari in 1983 and later aiding Babangida's ascendancy in 1985, Abacha was always close to the trigger, but never pulling it publicly, until 1993. That year, democracy made a promise and then broke it. Moshood Abiola's historic victory in the June 12th elections was annulled. Nigeria trembled. Protests ignited like dry leaves in Harmattan. And in the chaos, Abacha emerged. Calm, composed. With one televised announcement, he dissolved every democratic structure and declared himself head of state. And just like that, Nigeria slipped under the firm grip of a regime that would last 5 years and feel like forever. Abacha's rule was brutal and methodical. Political dissent was not tolerated. It was hunted. Journalists vanished. Human rights were crushed under military boots. The most infamous moment came in 1995, when environmental activist Saro-Wiwa and 8 others were executed after a hasty military tribunal. The world gasped. Nigeria was suspended from the Commonwealth, sanctions tightened like nooses, and yet within his fortress in Aso Rock, Abacha remained unmoved, his voice firm, his eyes cold, his power absolute. But here's the twist. For every silence he imposed, a whisper grew louder on the ground. Despite the oppression, Nigerians resisted, in markets, in churches, on university campuses. The human spirit is a stubborn flame, and even still cannot extinguish it. But the cost was high. Countless citizens lived in fear. Some fled, others stayed and paid dearly. Meanwhile, Abacha's name became synonymous not just with dictatorship, but wealth, unimaginable, untraceable, and buried deep. Billions of dollars siphoned out of the country, hidden in Swiss accounts, shell companies, and secret assets. A legacy not of leadership, but loot. And then, on June 8, 1998, the Iron Curtains fell, not from rebellion, not from war, but from death. Abacha died suddenly in the presidential villa. In his sleep, some say. Others whisper stories too wild to verify. No bullet, no coup, just a sudden end. And with him, a chapter of fear died. Today, when Nigerians speak of Sani Abacha, it's with a mix of anger, fear, and irony. Because in the paradox of time, the one who controlled everything lost everything, including the time to fix what he broke. So what does this mean for us? Power is fleeting, wealth fades, but legacy lasts. Abacha had time, but he used it to tighten his grip, not uplift his people. And in the end, no one remembers the man who silenced millions as a builder, only as a taker.